make yourself comfortable. Let your body relax and go floppy, sinking down into the bed beneath you. Your eyes feel heavy and they start to close. You feel the rhythm of your breathing in and out, the rise and fall of your belly, up and down. As you breathe deeply, you are transported to the magical land of Elvaria. With one more deep breath all the way into your belly and slowly all the way out, you find yourself standing at the clearing in Elvaria where the witches' school is. You can see the big old school building, and you can see witches in this field wearing their school uniform that's a deep pinky red colour. But something is different from the other times that you've been here. This time you can also see in the field with the witches many tents. The witches are setting up tents. They are having a campout at their school. As you look around, you spot a few people that you know. You see Samantha, the witch, who you have gone to school with a couple of times and spent a day at witches' school. She sees you and smiles and waves hello, and you can see close by to her is Alice, the human who goes to witches' school and lives here in Elvaria. And you've met her before at the midwinter bonfire and also at a glass-bottom boat ride. She smiles and waves at you. Near Alice, you can see her wizard friend, Tom. He's another human who lives here in Elvaria. And he was at the bonfire and the glass-bottom boat ride too. But he's a wizard, so you don't think he goes to wizard school. He's over towards the edge of all the witches, with a few more boys too, and they are setting up some tents as well. You go over and talk to Alice. "Hello," she says. "How are you? We're having a camp out at our schools. It's so exciting. Maybe you can join us if you'd like." Schools? Plural? More than one school? You tell Alice you would love to join her and Samantha and Tom on this magical adventure camping out in the Elvaria forest near the witches' school. And you ask her, "Did she say schools?" Alice says, "Oh yes, the wizards from the witches' school, are camping out too. Just one class, and same with us, just a few classes. We don't want the whole school camping at the one time. There just isn't quite enough space. But yes, the wizard school is very close nearby. Have you never noticed it before?" "No, you haven't seen it before. And You can't quite see it now, but you trust that it is nearby. Perhaps it's hidden by some of the trees. But that's very exciting. A wizard school. Maybe sometime you could spend a day at wizard school and see what that's like. You wonder how different it is from witches' school, and what things they learn there, and if they learn differently to how the witches learn. You think there's probably a lot of things that they learn that are similar, but maybe a few things that are different. And maybe there are some things that they do in the same way, and some things that they do in a different way. You think that witches sometimes brew potions. You wonder if wizards do that too. Maybe one day you'll go to the wizard school and find out. Right now, you have the exciting adventure of camping out in this field by the schools. Samantha the witch comes over to you and Alice. She has a great big smile on her face. "Hello," she says. "I'm so excited to see you here. Are you going to sleep over with us?" You tell her that yes, you will. And Samantha suggests that if you and Alice would like to, she could cast a spell and combine her tent and Alice's tent and make one big tent for you to all sleep over in together. Oh, that does sound fun. Alice offers to help Samantha with the spell. And first, Samantha turns to face her tent, which is a little way away. She waves her wand, and with a big whoosh, the tent suddenly flies up and whizzes towards you and lands right beside Alice's tent. Now they are ready to be combined. Each tent is quite small, big enough for maybe 1 or 2 people by themselves, and they couldn't stand up in them. Samantha and Alice get ready to turn them into one big tent, big enough for all 3 of you. But first, Alice turns to you and says, "What is your favourite colour? And you can choose a pattern if you like. Let's make this tent look amazing." So you have a think what the tent could look like. And then you tell Alice and Samantha what you think it could be. And then, with a count of 3, 2, 1, Alice and Samantha wave their wands and point them at the tents, and magical sparkling light flows out and starts to swirl all around the tents. And you can see through the light the tents changing shape and combining and growing into one big tent that looks exactly as you suggested, and is now tall enough to stand up in and wide enough to fit definitely you 3, but maybe even 5 or 6 people if they were squished in, so you will all have lots of comfortable space. The sparkling magic fades away and the tent is ready. Alice claps her hands. "Oh yay, it looks great! Let's take a look inside." She waves her wand and the tent door quickly zips open and flips open and welcomes you inside. "Now, time to furnish and decorate," says Samantha. She waves her wand and a plush carpet spreads out across the entire floor of the tent. It feels so squishy and fluffy underneath your feet. And suddenly you realise as you step into the tent that your shoes magically poof off your feet and sit themselves by the door. Oh, that makes things nice and easy. It'll make sure no dirt comes inside the tent, but you don't have to awkwardly take your shoes off every time you come in and out. With a wave of their wands, Samantha and Alice each magic up a whole bed for themselves. Not just a small camp mattress on the ground, but a raised bed with comfortable mattresses and plush doonas and pillows. They ask you how you would like your bed to look. What type of doona cover? What colour? What pattern? And then they wave their wands when you tell them, and magically your bed appears. Then with a few more waves of the wand, a little camp light appears in the centre of the top of the tent, and sparkly twinkly fairy lights suddenly cover the entire ceiling of the tent. They will look amazing as it gets darker outside. Speaking of which, it is starting to get dark. It's twilight, the time of day when the light outside is getting dimmer and things start to look grey. It's time for an evening snack, and then it will be bedtime. You follow Samantha and Alice out of the tent, and your shoes magically poof back onto your feet. And you go out into the clearing where all the witches and wizards are gathering around a campfire. They're eating their dinner that's been cooked in the fire. There is damper, which is a simple bread, different types of soups that you could dip your damper into. There are jacket potatoes that were cooked in foil in the campfire, cooked bananas with melted chocolate in them that were also cooked by wrapping them in foil and putting them in the coals of the fire. And there's even hot chocolate in a billy can hanging on a stick above the fire, and marshmallows to put on sticks and cook in the flames. First, Samantha and Alice and you eat some dinner, and then you follow it with some hot chocolate and marshmallows. Tom comes over to sit beside you all and cook his marshmallow with you guys. You each find an appropriate stick. And then Tom says, "Hang on, we are magical. We are witches and wizards. I've got a better way of doing this." He waves his wand and points it at his marshmallow. And then, as you watch, the marshmallow floats up into the air and then floats over to the fire and starts cooking itself. Tom points his wand at a few more marshmallows, and they all float up into the air and each float over in a little line, like they're following each other and marching over to the fire for cooking. Then they start floating back through the air once they're cooked in this funny little line. And some of them float in front of you, some float and hover in front of Samantha, some in front of Alice, and some in front of Tom. And now you all have marshmallows that are ready to eat. This was a very good idea of Tom's, and the other witches and wizards all do the same, because this means that everyone can cook their marshmallows at the same time without squishing around the campfire, which is much too small. for the amount of witches and wizards who are here tonight. As you enjoy your marshmallows and hot chocolate, some of the witches and wizards begin to sing funny campfire songs. They're witchy and wizardy themed campfire songs. And some of the songs sound a bit odd to you, but some sound familiar and may be used in the human world. Like the song 99 Potion Bottles on the Wall. It's similar to a song in the human world called 99 Green Bottles on the Wall. A few of the wizards wave their wands and guitars appear, but they don't play the guitars. The guitars float up in the air and play themselves. A few witches and wizards, though, decide to actually play some musical instruments, and some magic up things like tambourines. Others tap a rhythm on little drums, and one of them actually plays a guitar along with the two guitars that are magically playing themselves. And lots of the children, witch and wizard, join in to sing the songs. Everyone is happy and jolly and having a good time, and the stars are appearing overhead. More stars than you have ever seen in one place. And the beautiful crescent moon is glowing in the sky so brightly that it's lighting up the world beneath. You can see the moonlight on the trees and the grass, and the campfire light glowing and flickering on everyone's faces as they sit around the campfire and have a lovely time. Soon it's time for bed, and everyone says goodnight to each other, and you and Alice and Samantha say goodnight to Tom, and he says he'll see you again later. Then you follow Alice and Samantha back to your lovely tent, where your shoes poof off, and as you walk through the tent, suddenly your clothes change magically into pajamas. They're your favourite pajamas, and they look however you want them to look, because the magic allows you to choose. Samantha and Alice wave their wands towards their mouths, and you can see foamy toothpaste being scrubbed invisibly over their teeth, as though by a toothbrush that isn't even there, because it's the magic that's doing the brushing. Samantha sees you watching, and she says, "Oh, hang on a sec, I'll just finish my teeth, and then I can do yours too if you'd like." So when she's finished brushing her teeth, she points her wand towards your mouth, and it feels just like your teeth are being brushed, and the toothpaste is scrubbing through all your teeth very quickly indeed, and in just a few moments your teeth are all brushed and you're ready for bed. You each climb into your beds, and the light in the centre of the tent gets switched off by Alice's wand simply pointing at it, and the twinkling fairy lights across the roof look like stars. And Samantha says, "You know what? I know something better than this." She waves her wand, and the twinkling lights disappear, and the roof of the tent suddenly goes clear. You can see that it's still there, but it's gone, nearly invisible. And now you can see the beautiful sky overhead with the twinkling stars spread over like a dotty blanket in the sky above. And you can even see every few moments a shooting star will fly across the sky. And as you watch these and the twinkling stars, you relax your body into this bed. You slow your breathing and you start to close your eyes, saying goodnight to Samantha and Alice, and knowing that tomorrow you'll wake up in your very own bed and you can come back to Elvaria whenever you like. Sweet dreams. Good night.